Hello, my name's Stephanie. This is my first video on this channel, and yeah, I wanted to talk about this video that, well, there's this person who I subscribe to on YouTube, and he posts a lot of Game of Thrones videos that I really like because they're really in-depth about the histories and stories of Westeros and just entire world and all those people and characters. But I have been it's some of his videos or some of the things he says are kind of offensive to some people, and including myself. He has said some comments that I found offensive. But anyway, he made a video explaining why he believed that the scene between Cersei and Jaime a few episodes back wasn't rape. And this is me stating why it was. Specifically referencing his video. And in that video, he talks about how, first off, George R.R. Martin portrays all of his characters, pretty much all of his characters, as having a gray morality, which is very true. And it's also very true for people in real life, because nobody feels and thinks the same things, and nobody has the exact same morals as a different person. Yeah, this my first video, not very good. Anyway, he then goes on to talk about how Cersei is as a character and what her personality is, and how she likes to play victim. I kind of see that too. This is how I think. But yeah, she does like to play the victim, I think, sometimes. And he mentioned how she doesn't really know what she wants. I'm not really sure about that. I think she does know what she wants. She just, again, likes to play the victim to get what she wants. And he goes on to talk about how Cersei and Jaime have this complex relationship because they're both twins, and they see each other, they love themselves so much, and they see each other as the opposite gender of themselves, which I think is also very true. And that's one of the reasons why they seem to love each other, and yeah, all this stuff. But this person on YouTube says that if Jaime had raped her, she wouldn't have asked him to bring her Sansa Stark's head. Which I think is complete bullshit, because Cersei is just so... she doesn't even really, at this point, I think she's really... Cersei and Jaime have both really changed as people and as characters, because Jaime has been imprisoned for a really long time. He's had a really rough time, and Cersei, her son has just been murdered. He died in her arms of poison, and I haven't read the books. I know that scene was a little different in the books than it was in the show, which is probably where this other YouTuber is getting his idea that it wasn't rape from, because it might not have been so rapey in the books. I have my nose stuffed up a little bit. But anyway. Cersei doubts Jaime's loyalties at this point because he's been traveling with Brienne, and Brienne has been loyal to Renly, who was then killed, and then she wanted to follow Catelyn Stark, who was also killed, but Catelyn Stark had sent Brienne to take Jaime to King's Landing to bring back her daughters, because Catelyn Stark, like Cersei, they both love their children so much they would do anything for their children. And that is probably why Cersei is she's so upset with she's upset with Tywin, she's upset with Jaime, because she feels so alone, I think, because nobody can really protect her children besides herself, and right now she is just losing control, I think. It seems like that to me. And she's just grieving, and Jaime coming in that scene, and I really like Jaime as a character. I think a lot of people liked Jaime, and again, with the gray morality, that scene really showed, I think, the side of Jaime that I'm trying to talk about this because I heard a little bit about what happened in the books as opposed to what happened in the show. Jaime, just in that scene, he really regressed as a character, I feel like, just because Cersei just really did not want to have sex with him during that scene, because her dead son is right there, and her other only son was just taken by Tywin to go talk about being the new king and all that jazz. And so she's just left here with her dead son right in front of her. She's just staring at him. You can see the grief in her face. And Jaime comes in, and he just... I think he said he's had enough or something like that, and just rapes her right there. But it was rape. It really was. Anyway, right now Cersei feels so alone because she thinks that Tyrion murdered her son. She feels like she views Jaime differently. You can tell because instead of calling him by his name in the scene where she asks him if he would bring her Sansa's head, she calls him Lord Commander. So yeah, this person on YouTube has been getting a lot of shit for saying that scene wasn't rape, as you can probably imagine. Anyway, because he was in another video he was talking about how on Facebook and YouTube some guys were trying to make him seem more of a dick than he already claims he is. If you have a problem with one of his videos, you just tell him, because because he had been really offended by one of his last several comments that he had made in one of his last videos, last episode reviews, and I just was so sick of hearing and say these things because I found them personally offensive to me, and so I wrote in the comment section that I think that I really liked his videos, but they're really hard to watch sometimes because of the comments that he says, that he might say. Like, he described Brienne's hair as lesbian, and I know a lot of people have that stereotypical perception of lesbians, masculine, short hair, blah blah blah. But I personally know lesbians who completely shatter that stereotype, and I don't like stereotypes. But yeah, I said that, and I was trying to be as non-aggressive as possible, and he replied back, he said, like, I understand if you can't watch my videos and subscribe to me in good conscience, but this is what I do, and stuff like that. He was really respectful, and if you're respectful to him, then I think he'll be respectful to you. I think he also said that in one of his other videos. And yeah, one of the things he said was that the guys had said, like, they'd taken some sort of screenshot of him saying, I like big titty girls or something. And first of all, that is not the worst thing he has said. Like, really? Have you even been to high school? In high school, I go to high school. I know this for a fact. Everywhere you turn, you can hear a phrase very similar to that. People say big titties all the time. And so I'm personally used to hearing it. So that might be why I don't really take offense. Like, it's also his preference, so the only thing I don't like about that phrase, though, is the word titties, because I think of teats, and then I think of cow udders, and I don't like thinking about cow udders. Anyway, as a person who considers herself well endowed, I don't take offense to that. So I don't see what you're doing. You're failing at what you're trying to do, which is a good thing, because you're trying to ruin somebody's reputation, and that shit it's not good. Fuck you. Anyway, that YouTuber also mentions how, in a different video again, he mentions how people are really upset with the Jaime and Cersei rape scene, but nobody really talks about the scene in Cruster's Keep with all those Night's Watch traitors raping those Cruster's daughter wives. And that's because people are really attached to Jaime. They saw him develop as a character, as somebody who seemed to be a nice character, and for him to rape Cersei, that's shocking to them. That's really whoa, I didn't know he could do that. I need to rethink my life on that, because I didn't expect that at all. But with the traitors at Cruster's Keep, they had to swear off having sex, pretty much, and who knows how long it's been since he last had sex. And and raping is really what you would expect them to do. Like, it's not good. It's not good. Rape isn't good at all because it's fucking fuck. Anyway, at Crester's Keep, they're raping, and that's what you would expect people like that to do. They were already, a lot of them were already rapers and rapists, and that's how they got to the wall. That's how they were sent. They probably chose the wall instead of castration, I think, was the other popular punishment. So they chose the wall, and yeah, that's what they do. It's what you would expect them to do. With Jaime, people are upset because they thought he was a good guy, and that made them rethink his entire character. I think I heard, I think the writers of the show, or whoever, people on the show in charge of directing and writing, I don't know their names or their faces, but I think they were talking about how that wasn't supposed to be a rape scene, but it obviously, to a lot of people, it's obviously rape. Yeah, that was my video. First video on this channel.